I came giving you what you want, so you would learn to want what I have to give. I call you to accept this truth as bestowed upon me by the masters who guide my pen. For myself, I could not have done the works of it. Behind all the secrets of nature, there remains something subtle, intangible, and inexplicable. Albert Einstein, do you really will to reach your maximum level of self? To see all your ideals realized into reality? Then stay tuned to this reading on illuminating your mind to become a supreme being, to become a superior-minded man. Walk with me on that narrow path and take over due first step, and listen with the intent of overstanding all that I have been given. The only goal is to lead you to right thinking, which will take you to the next level, and break free from the spell of ignorance, the spell of sleep. Be verily conscious, child of light, that many of us have strayed from the original ways of the universe and the spiritual path that led you to your true destiny. Universal right knowledge, right wisdom, and the right overstanding. Our very existence is a mystery. We have a physical body, but we clearly have a soul, an animating spirit, which is not physical. Behind the visible, our body, lies the invisible, our soul. Lesson 1. Development of the inner man. How ignorant is he who knows all but himself to know the world, but have no knowledge of your own inner being, is the saddest state of a man. Within each of us, at the deepest level, is an inner consciousness or intelligence. Most people are overwhelmingly wrapped up in the physical world and absorbed in their various activities and roles in the world. That is very common for people to go their entire lives within contemplating or taking the time to develop an awareness of this inner consciousness, this inner intelligence, the inner man. There is not a single person, not even the word among us, who hasn't at least once or twice thought about the meaning of life and our purpose. But for most people, those are very brief moments, long lifetimes of superficial activity. The soul seated in the body. During our lifetime, our soul is seated in our body. It is connected, integrated in our being. At some point, it enters our body, and at some point, it leaves our body. The soul entered the body through the first breath and leaves the body through the last breath. Some would say that the purpose of the soul is to observe and record each minute detail of our lives. The soul is a salient, observing presence. Ancient Hindu philosophy tells us that each of our thoughts, actions, feelings, and intentions are recorded on what the Hindus called the Akashic records. It is said to contain all human experience. The Hindus related the principle called karma. The term is used quite a bit in modern society, sometimes correctly, sometimes incorrectly. The principle karma tells us that not only each of our thoughts, actions, and feelings and intentions recorded in the record, but that these thoughts, actions, and feelings play a role in creating our future circumstances. So people who are in harmony tend to have harmonious future experiences. And people who are in disharmony will tend to have difficult future experiences. There are no accidents in my philosophy. Every effect must have its cause. The past is the cause of the present, and the present will be the cause of the future. All these are links in the endless chain, stretching from the finite to the infinite. Abraham Lincoln. By sweat of your brow, you will eat your food until you return to the ground, since from it you were taken. For dust you are, and to dust you will return. Genesis 3:19. For God will bring every deed into judgment, including every hidden thing, whether it is good or evil. Ecclesiastes 12:14. But I tell you that everyone will have to give account on the day of judgment for every empty word they have spoken. For your words you will be acquitted, and by your words you will be condemned. Matthew 12:36. This leads us to our next topic, reincarnation. How can this idea relate to ourselves being reincarnated on a micro and macro level based upon our actions that are casted off upon the soul? Let the body be burned to ashes that the soul may attain its freedom. For death is nothing more than the casting off a worn-out garment. Isha Upanishad 16. The Apostle Paul writes, I die dial. 1 Corinthians 15:31. This profound statement reflects the continual self-sacrifice and renewal of spirit that Paul experienced, symbolizing a metaphorical death to the old self and worldly desires, and a rebirth in spiritual growth each day. As for the notion of reincarnation, the Bible, as commonly interpreted, does not explicitly endorse it. However, there are passages that hint at the concept of the soul's eternity and transformation. For instance, Ecclesiastes 3:11 states, He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also set eternity in the human heart, yet no one can fathom what God has done from beginning to end. This speaks to the timeless nature of the soul, and again, let us ponder upon the verse from Malachi 4:5, where it speaks of Elijah. Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the great and terrible day of the Lord comes. Yahshua refers to John the Baptist in Matthew 17:12-13, equating him with Elijah, suggesting the returning of a soul's mission. This, of course, is an arguable topic. Let our imagination flow freely here. Every one of us has returned from death many times. We don't remember our birth. Does that mean we were not born? We don't remember our past lives. Does that mean we never lived before? Only the conscious mind dies, since that is part of the physical body. Our soul continues in very much the same state it is now. It carries the experiences of this life and many lives before. Now, again united with the infinite soul from which it came, the soul gains additional experience, and the appropriate time selects the appropriate body to enter and continues its path of gaining experience towards harmony.